Today is Wednesday of Holy Week. Today I want to focus on the anointing at Bethany. Well, it happened just days before the crucifixion. Jesus was dining with Lazarus, whom he had raised from the dead, and his disciples. During the meal, Mary, the sister of Martha and Lazarus, did something powerful. John 12:3 says, "Then took Mary a pound of ointment of spikenard, very costly, and anointed the feet of Jesus, and wiped his feet with her hair, and the house was filled with the odor of the ointment." Well, some, especially Judas, saw this act as a waste, but Jesus saw worship. He revealed that Mary was preparing him for burial. She may not have understood everything, but her spirit responded to what others had missed. Jesus had warned the disciples of his death many times, but Mary did something no one else did. She anointed him before the cross. Now, the container was alabaster. It's a precious sealed stone. And to access the oil, it had to be broken. Mark 14:3 says she brake the box and poured it on his head. Well, folks, that's the message. Sometimes praise requires brokenness. You don't pour out worship without breaking pride. You don't release fragrance without personal sacrifice. Now, the perfume was spikenard. That's an imported oil worth about a year's wages. Mary didn't give Jesus just what was left. She gave him her best. She broke what was costly and poured it out without reserve. That's what real worship looks like. Wholehearted surrender, nothing held back. It says, "And the house was filled with the odor of the ointment." Her brokenness shifted the atmosphere. Everyone in the room was affected, even if they didn't understand it. You see, in Jewish tradition, bodies were anointed for burial with spices and oils. Mary did before his death what others would try to do after, but by then, Jesus had already risen. Luke 23:56 says they prepared spices, but he was already risen. Her worship was prophetic, anointing the lamb before the sacrifice. It aligns perfectly with Passover tradition. Jesus, the lamb, was selected and set apart before the feast. Mary's act was like a priest preparing the offering. When Judas criticized her, Jesus rebuked him. He said in John 12:7, "Let her alone. Against the day of my burying hath she kept this." Some saw this as waste, but Jesus saw faith. He saw insight and revelation. Mary broke something valuable to anoint Jesus for burial. Soon he would be broken to anoint us with salvation. Isaiah 53:5 says he was wounded for our transgressions. She gave everything to the one who was about to give everything for her. This is real worship, loving Jesus for who he is, not just what he's about to do.